it looks like, right here behind us, and they took something out of the car, and they took somebody into custody. This is happening live as we were talking with Jay Gray from NBC News, but the police took somebody into custody on the left over here, and it looks like they're going through the vehicle. We don't know if this is somebody who was involved with the shooting or just somebody who went through the police barricade. As I said, it's basically a lockdown state right now in Baton Rouge, so we don't know if this is someone who just simply drove through the barricade because they didn't see it or want it to be a problem. They're getting in the police car right over here. They're putting him in the car. Actually, his head is down. It looks like a male suspect wearing a black T-shirt, or a male person wearing a black T-shirt and cap. And you can see police are patting him down right now before they put him into that Baton Rouge Police Department squad car. They are also going through his car. We'll pan back over there in 1 second. If this man moves out of the way in 1 second right here. But you can see him patting down this person. We don't know what this is for. It could be somebody, as I said, as I was explaining to you guys, this is really not a safe time to drive the streets of Baton Rouge. We don't know if this is somebody who was just disregarding advice from police and law enforcement, or if it is somebody who is involved with this tragic situation. We will know shortly enough here if they release him, but police are also, it looks like they're going to put him in the car, and then after they put him in the car, we'll pan back over to his SUV. It's a silver SUV that police are going through right now. So you can see him, he got put in the squad car, and if we pan back to the right slightly, right on the service road, right off of Airline Highway, it looks like police are actively with weapons going through his car, trying to figure out what he's doing. If you don't mind, I'm going to pull Jay Gray back in. Jay, you know, you're seeing the same thing that we're seeing right now, too. I mean, not the best situation. It could be somebody who just simply disregarded police advice, or maybe they're involved with this.
No, I think you make a great point, because this area is completely locked down right now. You don't see any vehicles going back and forth, so maybe he just was in an area he shouldn't have been, but they're not taking any chances. And you see several officers at his vehicle right now, and with a real determined effort to find out if there's anything in there that might interest them. They're going through the entire vehicle.
And while we look at this scene, they are going through the vehicle. They did take him into custody. It just goes to show what state of mind police officers are in right now when they tell people shelter in place, don't come out. Certain areas are locked down. They shouldn't, because this could all just be a misunderstanding where this person accidentally drove into an area where he shouldn't have been in, or maybe he did drive into an area intentionally, or maybe he's involved with this. We don't know. It just happened as we were on live TV, and you're looking at it. You can see the scrum of media made its way up to Airline Highway to videotape it, but they're definitely going through his car in a very, very serious manner right now, trying to determine if this person is involved with this tragic situation that unfolded a little while ago.
Yeah, I think it really speaks to the mindset of officers, too. You've got guys on the ground here who have been working overnight and were called back in. You've got guys who were working at the time of the shooting. Everyone on this force is out, and right now they're working on the assumption that their officers have been targeted, that some of their own have been targeted. So they're not willing to take any chances at this point. You see more sheriff officers moving into the area here now with strobes on. And again, it is a very tense situation, not just for residents here, but for the officers as well. And that goes to what we were speaking about earlier. This is the beginning of what's going to be a long, difficult time for everyone here.
Somebody explained it to us. There was a Vice News crew. For people who are familiar with Vice News, there was a Vice News crew, and one of the guys goes, man, this looks like a war zone out here right now. And you've been in war zones. It really does.
It does. It's completely locked down. It's, for lack of a better term, a military state, because you see the officers with weapons drawn, and they're not playing here. There's no leeway here. If you're in an area you're not supposed to be in, whether you're involved in this or not, they're going to take you down. In fact, I don't know if you can see it from here, but the officer in the yellow jacket is standing guard as the other officers go through this vehicle, and there are a ton of officers right now surrounding that vehicle.
Because we keep harping on it, these officers are well aware that some of their comrades, if you will, some of their brothers and sisters have been shot and killed. They follow news headlines. They're on the radios with each other. They know that numerous police officers have been shot and killed, and there's still at least one, maybe more, active shooters out there. So they're not playing games with anything, especially this situation. There's more than probably a half dozen other cops pulled up to the scene right now just to lend support and make sure, is this just somebody who accidentally drove into the area, or is this someone who was involved with this tragic scene earlier today?
And here's the thing, we've learned this from watching Dallas as well. This will be the case on every traffic stop, on every involving police officers for the next week or more, depending on what we learn about the suspects in this case.
No, and you're looking at it right now. This is live just before 2 o'clock. We are at Goodwood and Airline Drive. We are at Goodwood and Airline Drive in Baton Rouge, about 500 yards down from where the shooting happened earlier this morning. It does look like some of these sheriff's deputies are pulling out right now. And Jay, if we could talk to you about this while we're watching this very tense situation right now, this has meaning for you. You're from Baton Rouge.
I grew up here, went to high school here at Catholic High. Yeah, this is what I remember as home, and it's shocking to me, just on a personal level, that we had it in Dallas, which is where I live now, and now here in Baton Rouge, which is where I grew up. It's a tragic situation, and this is a community, as you guys know, as everybody who's watching knows, has been through a lot over the last month, but even further back, you know, the influx of people that moved here after Katrina, the changes in the dynamic in this city and the infrastructure, which in some areas can't bear the amount of people that are in this city right now. This is absolutely something that's not needed. And having talked to people who were a part of the protests here over the last month or so, it's frustrating for them as well, because they felt like a dialogue was opening up between the protesters and police, and they felt like they were making some progress. The people I've talked to, and let's keep it in the proper context, these are people who are just a part of this community. They have nothing to do with the investigation, but they feel like it's somebody outside what you would call the normal protesters, if that's even a term, the people who are out here for a cause. They don't feel like it's that core group. We won't know that for quite some time, but that's what people on the ground here are saying.
And it does seem like the city of Baton Rouge had cleared a hurdle. It seemed like a lot of the protests were winding down.
Absolutely.
You had just on Friday the funeral for Alton Sterling, and it seemed like after all the protests, this was a community that said, hey, you know what, in light of what happened in Dallas, let's pull together. There isn't a need for senseless violence. People can protest peacefully, and that is what you've been seeing in the city of Baton Rouge until this morning. And just to recap the scene for people who are joining us right near 2 o'clock, this is about 500 yards. It is Goodwood and Airline Highway. Police pulled over a car and yanked somebody out. Like Jay and I were talking about, this area is really locked down as they are on an active shooter search. We don't know if this is somebody who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or if it was somebody who could possibly be involved with this shooting. But this goes to show you, as we're watching live on television, police are not playing games in light of what happened about 5 hours ago.
No, and still talking to the man that was pulled from his vehicle in a separate police car, 25, 30 yards away from his vehicle. And of note, those officers, while they've stopped their search of the vehicle, they haven't left the vehicle. So
absolutely. This is a live look that you're looking at right now as we carry it live. I know the president just made a statement, which I'm sure Scott and Gina, you all will get to in a few moments here. It does not look like this situation is de-escalating. It doesn't look like the police are moving away from this car that you're seeing right here. And this is what we've been talking about all morning out here, that it is really, like Jay said, a police state. Let's go back to you all in the studio.